Good morning, Year 10. I just want to introduce you to the next part of your course. So this is the coursework part. So far in lessons we've been doing all the theory for what might come up on the exam at the end of Year 11. But now we're going to do your coursework, okay? And it's sometimes called NEA, Non-Examined Assessment, okay? So, just talking you through it, it's really important coursework because it's worth 50% of your final grade. So, if you got a 6 for your coursework and a 2 on the exam, you would get a 4 overall. So this is really helpful for some students. Some students that are not so confident in exams, you can get the coursework really high to help you overcome like your worries about the exam. Coursework is totally controlled by you because you're doing it now. So it's not like you've got to remember things for the end of Year 11. You do your work now. You are getting your marks right now. Okay? So if you just work really hard and follow my instructions, you will do really, really well. If you are not happy with a part of your coursework, so if I say, well, this is looking like it's a grade 4 at the minute and you're not happy with that and you want more like a grade 7, a grade 8, I'll just tell you which things are missing, you'll add them in, and then you'll obviously get a better grade. So if you're prepared to work hard, and like listen to my advice, you will do really well on this. So it's a bit of a safety net if you're not so good in exams. We're going to do all your coursework on A3 paper and put it in a folder. So me and a team of teachers went round all your houses yesterday now, so it'd be last week for you guys, and we gave you a wad of A3 paper and an A3 folder. Every time you do a page, I'd like you to do that page and then put it in the next pocket of the folder. So the first page will go in the first pocket, second page will go in the second pocket, etc. Okay? I really want you to keep all your work on that A3 paper, but if I ask you to do some work and you think, actually, I'd rather do that on the computer, that's fine. You can do stuff on the computer, but you'll need to print out 2 sheets of A4 and stick them side by side to make it A3 in your folder, okay? It's really important that you keep your coursework neat. So I'm going to mark your coursework, but when I've marked, the examiner will pick about 50% of students to look through their folders and check my marking. So I'm prepared to try and work out what that bit says in the corner, but sometimes an examiner won't work as hard as me to try and give you all the marks. So if you keep things really neat and like spread out nicely, nothing cramped, etc., you're likely to do quite a bit better because the examiner isn't hunting around trying to find where I've given you the marks. Now, don't worry so much about handwriting. It doesn't have to be the neatest handwriting in the world. As long as you can read it, that's absolutely fine. Okay? Now, I can read most of your handwriting really easily, so I'm not worried about that. You don't even need to worry about spelling so much. If you can get the key terms spelt right, the key design and technology terms, that's really good because that's the examiner know that you're taking care and you are thinking about your design and technology work. But if you get some of your other spellings wrong, it doesn't matter, they won't take any marks off you. There is no marks for spelling, punctuation or grammar. Okay? On your coursework pages, I will show you what to do on each page. I will give you a layout and I will say do this bit in the top left hand corner, do this bit underneath, and I will show you on screen what it should look like at the end. And I will show you an example of a student from the past and show you how they did it and how they laid it out. And sometimes I'll be able to say to you, so the one you're looking on the video now is a grade 7 or whatever. So I'll be able to help you with that. When you put your information on the page, make sure it's really clear and really good information. As much information as you can, but don't waffle. So what I mean by waffling is if you've already written something, don't write it again. So if you've already written, this part would be made out of steel rust, so I'll need to paint it. That's great. That's a great bit of information showing your knowledge. But then don't write that somewhere else later. So don't write, oh, the only problem with this part is it'll rust, so I'll have to paint it. Because that's just waffle. You've already mentioned it. Don't mention it again. So don't repeat yourself and don't just put absolute nonsense down. Okay? Make sure it is as specific and as knowledgeable as you can possibly manage. So all that stuff that I've taught you in year 10, that's supposed to be on these pages. So I've taught you that beech has got a fine grain, so it doesn't splinter. So it's really safe. So it's good for toys and stuff like that. So you definitely mention, if you wanted something with a fine grain, you definitely mention beech, and you definitely mention that you know it's got a fine grain, and that means it doesn't splinter, etc., etc. So explain everything that I've taught you, all the information that I've spoken about to you. That's fine, but just don't repeat yourself. Okay? So that's it. So next video, I'm going to show you how to do your first page. I'm going to show you how to lay it out and what it should look like. And yeah, if every time you complete a folder page, you send me a photo to my email address, I will be able to email you back and say, this is great, this is looking like a grade 6, but if you just did this, that and the other, that would get you up to an 8 or something like that. So keep in contact with me, keep emailing me. So my email address is hrobinson@johnfernley.org. Okay?